Yesterday in the evening, a pretty big devblog was released. Let's go over it in detail. In the overview section, the main points are that maps will burn on the 7th of September, and once that is done, all remaining maps will be set to common or white quality, but keep their clan cap. Another thing regarding the burn is that they will also set certain cradles to burn on Monday, so if you live in a cradle that's gonna burn, move your stuff or you will lose everything. This next part was already a rumor, but without any sources until now. All existing rarity will be changed to common quality, so all uncommon, rare, epic or legendary equipment, walkers, resources, etc. will be changed to common quality. The goal here is to make everyone start on even footing, since a lot of people just went from common to legendary immediately, and therefore had major advantages in PvP. The patch will be early next week, and with the patch the next big topic will become relevant. Event maps. Since all permanent maps will be turned into common quality, your only way of getting rare stuff will be on event tiles, which is why this part is probably the most interesting. And it starts with a banger. You will be able to travel to event maps by simply building a portal and hopping into it. Once you're done on the map, you go back to the portal and spawn on the edge of the permanent map from where you came originally. The goal here is to make it easier for players to find PvP action and therefore reduce the time consumption that comes with looking for PvP on multiple maps. In the next part they talk about how the rarity distribution on the maps is gonna be. Instead of now having, for example, uncommon maps with common and uncommon, but no rare, epic or legendary stuff, you're gonna have rarity maps with all the different rarity randomly distributed. So if you go to event map, you're gonna get common, uncommon, rare, epic and legendary from the same map. With that, they're trying to create more scarcity of resources, since you're gonna have different types of resources, but not always the same quality. So I personally think about the poor chest that will have to carry schematics in all kinds of different rarities, and the people trying to stack boxes with 5 different types of rarity of armor and weapons. But maybe the next edition will help at least a little bit with that, being a rendering merchant with which you can upgrade the rarity of resources in exchange for flots. Further down, they mentioned that they will be thinking about adding the ability to upgrade schematics if there is enough demand. The next part concerns difficulty of the environment. They mention it not being fun and repetitive and only being an ammo spam. To change that, they want to make Rupu camps more interesting by giving different weapons different use cases against Rupu and their structures, and switch between weapons during the fight or pre-fitting walkers with specific weapons depending on that encounter you're preparing for. I hope that this will not be too tedious, since we have no pack features like we had in last season. You would either need multiple walkers for different encounters or destroy the weapons and rebuild them with a loss of materials every time you want to go out. In the next chapter we learn that there will be no PvE only rarity maps, and that PvE players can still engage in the rarity loop through the marketplace and quality upgrader merchant. They also added a survey asking for your opinion on the schematic system, which I will be linking in the video description as well. The next part starts with them agreeing on a video of Sky Kevin where he talks about the necessary changes to the game. His main point seems to be that base raiding needs to be enabled in order for clans to move their bases away from the PvP tiles and then be forced to farm on rare maps without the backup of their base. And this way, small clans also have a chance of engaging in PvP and get some rare materials from big clans. And then they already go on to announce that base raiding will be enabled this week as part of a bland patch, so move your stuff to a PvE map if you don't want your stuff to be raided. They also added that base raiding will be a more interesting mechanic than it was before, instead of just being a fire arrow spam. Now the next part is about schematics, and it's basically just saying that the system is controversial and a link to a survey about how players like the schematic system and how it could be improved. The link for that is also in the video description. And here we are already at the most awaited part of Last Oasis, Sleeping Giants, or better known as the hard maps. They acknowledge that people are tired of medium maps, but also go on to say that hard maps are just not ready, considering the changes that the rarity system needs. They also go on to mention that the new set of technologies added with hard maps would be irresponsible while they haven't figured out the current tech available on medium maps. At the end, they give us a small teaser about what to expect from the hard maps, and they mention the War Occam and special types of Rupu camps featuring, for example, melee-only gameplay. Certainly some very interesting stuff in there. I was hoping for the hard maps to come soon, but with the game currently being very unbalanced, it probably makes more sense to balance the currently available stuff before moving on. This is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, like, comment and subscribe, and also join my Discord. Once we get some people there, we can do events and stuff and have some fun. Until then, see you and bye bye.